Nearly 2,000 years ago, the most powerful man on earth wrote down his private thoughts. He never meant for anyone to read them. He controlled the entire Roman treasury, and yet the rules he lived by had almost nothing to do with money. That contradiction is exactly why he stayed rich, in every sense of the word. These are Marcus Aurelius' 7 rules for building wealth that lasts. Marcus Aurelius ruled Rome at the height of its power. He could have anything: palaces, armies, gold beyond counting. But every morning before the demands of an empire reached him, he wrote to himself reminders, warnings, rules. We call that book the Meditations today. It was never written for us. It was written so one man could stay disciplined while the entire world bent to his will. And here's what makes it priceless. The principles that kept an emperor grounded are the same ones that build and protect wealth in any century. Not tactics, not stock tips, mental rules, 7 of them. Let's start with the one most people get backwards. Rule 1. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. Aurelius believed the only thing you truly control is yourself. Not the markets, not the economy, not what other people do. Yourself. And here's the wealth principle hiding inside that. Every financial disaster, overspending, panic selling, chasing the hot thing, starts as a failure of self-control, not a failure of strategy. The disciplined investor and the broke gambler can read the exact same headline. One reacts, one responds. That gap is everything. You don't build wealth by controlling money. You build it by controlling the person spending it. Sit with that for a second. Most people spend their whole lives trying to control the one thing they can't and ignoring the one thing they can. Rule 2. Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. That's Epictetus, the Stoic teacher. Aurelius studied, read that again. Wealth isn't a number, it's a ratio, what you have divided by what you crave. You can get richer 2 ways, earn more or want less. Everyone obsesses over the first. The Stoics mastered the second. This is the rule that quietly makes people wealthy. The man who needs a new car every 2 years to feel successful will always be poorer than the man who needs nothing to prove. Desire is a debt you pay with your peace. Cut the desire, and you've given yourself a raise no employer can take back. Rule 3. Do not act as if you had 10,000 years to live. While you come in, be good. Aurelius was obsessed with time because he understood it was the one currency he could spend but never earn. You can lose a fortune and rebuild it. You cannot lose an hour and rebuild it. The wealthy understand this instinctively. They don't trade their irreplaceable time for things they don't need to impress people who don't care. They guard their hours like the Stoics guarded their minds. Ask yourself a brutal question. Are you spending your life or investing it? Because every hour goes somewhere. The only question is whether you chose where. This next one is the rule that separates people who look rich from people who are rich. If these rules are landing, do one Stoic thing right now, a small, deliberate action. Subscribe to Stoic Capital. Not for me, for you, so the next rule finds you when you need it. We break down one timeless discipline every week and turn it into real wealth. That's the whole channel. All right, Rule 4. Rule 4. The fruit of this life is a good character and acts for the common good. Aurelius played the long game in everything because he knew nothing of value is built fast. This is compounding 18 centuries before anyone wrote the formula. Wealth, character, reputation, skill, they all grow the same way. Quietly, slowly, then all at once. The modern world sells you the opposite. Get rich quick. Overnight success. The Stoics would have called that a fever, not a plan. The disciplined person plants and waits. The impatient person digs up the seed every week to check if it's growing and wonders why nothing ever takes root. Rule 5. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. This is the most famous line in the Meditations, and it's a wealth principle disguised as philosophy. Most people see an obstacle and stop. The Stoic sees an obstacle and asks, what is this teaching me? What does this make possible? Every recession transfers wealth from the fearful to the disciplined. Every setback that breaks one person builds another. The market crash that wipes out the panicked is the buying opportunity for the prepared. The obstacle isn't in your way. The obstacle is the way. Rule 6 is the one almost nobody can actually do, even when they know it. Rule 6. The opinions of 10,000 men, biom, are of no value if none of them know anything. Aurelius didn't measure himself against the crowd, and that's a direct wealth advantage. Most financial mistakes are social. Buying the house to match the neighbors, the car to match the co-workers. Spending money you don't have on things you don't need to signal a status you haven't earned. The Stoic is immune to this because he decided what enough means before the crowd could decide it for him. Real wealth is quiet. It doesn't need an audience. The moment you stop performing wealth for other people is the moment you can finally start building it. Rule 7, the foundation under all the others. You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think. The Stoics kept death close on purpose. Memento mori, remember you will die. Not to be morbid, to get clear, because when you truly accept that your time is finite, the noise falls away. You stop chasing things that won't matter. You stop fearing risks that can't really hurt you. You invest in what lasts, your mind, your character, your freedom. Aurelius built unstoppable wealth not by grasping for more, but by knowing exactly what was worth wanting. That's the secret hiding in all 7 rules. Wealth isn't what you accumulate. It's what you become while building it. 7 rules: master yourself, want less, guard your time, stay patient, use the obstacle, ignore the crowd, remember you will die. Notice what's missing. There isn't a single tactic in there in the Stoic. No stock tip, no hack, because Marcus Aurelius understood the thing the modern world forgot. Wealth is built by the person you become, long before it shows up in what you own. If this gave you one idea worth keeping, we go deeper every week here at Stoic Capital. Ancient discipline, modern wealth. Watch the video on screen next. And as the Stoics would say, the time to begin is the only time you ever have.